stuff is going to come out. Like,
Mm-hmm.
hey everyone, we're here on another live stream with myself and TCO Kerr. We were just having a conversation because as Blind Women Data Wednesdays, we always dig into the data, right? And I do have my W, okay, over here on the side. At the same time, we are women, we're entrepreneurs that are high for water. We're high achieving entrepreneurs who are women, right? And we always say who saves the hero. When you're running your business, running your household, you're doing all the things, right? There has to be some ease of mind knowing that you have somebody there to help you stay accountable in your business, do the work, and not go in the wrong direction, right? We've been
Mm-hmm.
there, we're going to steer you the right way. I really love this conversation today because we're going to talk about the follow through of your systems and your software. TC, I'm going to pass it over to you for introductions and then let's get to it.
Okay, so this is how I'm going to get to introduce myself. When it comes down to understanding your systems, being a true business owner, I love the aspect of following through, right? Follow through with your mindset, follow through with the system, follow through with everything, because that's basically what makes you a responsible business owner. It's not about how many times you post. It's not about how well you can talk to, the next person. It's about how responsible are you about the things that really make your business, the little things that we just overlook. And that's basically what we're going to be talking about today. As always, my name is TC Okore, and I'm a all things systems backend, automation, setups, ensuring that you're not only building on a sustainable foundation, but you have the structure that is able to elevate your growth, right? And today is one conversation that I really need us to pay attention. Not only just pay attention, but also implement this. It should be a lifestyle, right? And that's basically what we're talking about now. Now. Oh, the sun is good. No, you're
I'm sorry, I was muted, y'all. Thank you, TC, for that. So the follow through is something that came up while TC was mentioning some of the examples, right? Where we have a wonderful software and we may have even created systems around what we do in business and how we use our
Mhm.
software. What's interesting, because I was talking about that business mirror that I was telling my clients about, where we actually reflect who we are out to the world, right? And so the more educated you are about your software, the more educated you are about your systems, the less you need people.
Yeah.
Okay. Start
Mm-hmm.
there.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have individuals in, like say if you're a startup and you need to get a system for the first time, say it's like an email software or whatever it may be, even if somebody's working in your business with you, say you hire off of Fiverr and
Mm-hmm.
you go get a gig worker and now they're working with you. Are you following through with the process that you're going through in your business, whether the worker's there working on it and showing you how it's done or not? Are you actually following through with what is happening step by step and learning it? And the reason I'm saying that is because I've worked with clients so long now, TC. I mean, it's been a good number of years. And as I'm looking at the ratios of people I work with, I'm like, these are some of the same issues. It's not nothing new under the sun.
Mm-hmm.
The same issues. And so the follow through means that we're not so quick to jump into something and just run with it, right? Like I'm not going to get the system and then go, okay, let me just hurry up and just put the link out there on my Instagram. No,
Mm-hmm.
there has to be some level of learning.
Mm-hmm. 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 I
So,
agree.
so what does that look like? Let's start there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think paying attention is key. And I want to share something. And this is my perspective, my opinion. Now, I've always said that I love and I enjoy getting the work done, right? Because it just helps my mind. And I don't know, that's just me, right? However, there's something that I started to understand. I started to understand that it became more more like a burden, right,
Mm,
than fun to me when I started to realize that solopreneurs that come to me. Now, if it's organizations, it's good because then they have teams and we can do training, team trainings and all of that. I mean, that aspect has been beautiful. But you
Mhm.
see, these solopreneurs, when they come to be like, oh, you know what, you see, I just wanted to get it done and blah, 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 blah. Now, it bounces back, and I feel it becomes a burden. You know why? It becomes a burden. Because little things that I would expect, I mean, that's why we'll come outside and be like, oh, this person did this, somebody took money from me, and no one did. I mean, it's a service. Now, people can price whatever they want to price on their services. Now, it's left for you to either say, I have the budget for it, I do not have a budget for it,
Mhm.
right? Now, when they price a certain service, it doesn't matter, even if it's 2 minutes, and they tell you 2 minutes is 50,000. Girl, listen, if you're ready to pay or you're not ready to pay, you move on or you stay back and you do whatever you want to do. But do not start to blame them and say, is it not just that? No, that's because of your inability to learn all of these things.
Mhm.
Now, remember the workshop that I had, the KPI workshop? I decided I was going to do it, regardless of the fact that I already have started, reaching out to organizations and they've been buying into the training. But I still wanted to do it for solopreneurs because in my head, I'm like, little things like your data to
Mhm.
figure out what platform. So many of us just waste our time on platforms that would not yield anything for us. Why? Because we're comfortable and we're getting the likes and it's sweet and we're talking and everybody be like, yeah, 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 yeah. Are you an influencer or you are a business owner? Pick one or pick both of them, but understand the strategy, right? And so I decided that, okay, you know what? Let's do the workshop. Now, the workshop usually is just so I'm able to teach you there and then, show you what I
Mhm.
need to show you.
Mhm.
Allegra, do you know that out of the 15 people, because my goal was supposed to be 20, but I got 15 people registered.
Mhm.
Do you realize that out of the 15 people that actually paid for this workshop,
Mhm.
right? I think only four of them showed up to learn.
Yeah.
The rest of them were giving excuses.
Mhm.
Oh, TC, just send me the replay. Oh, TC, I will ask you questions when I, because I know that once I send you the training, if you didn't have time to show up at that particular time to learn life, ask me all of your questions. Let's work with what you have. Let me show you what you have.
Yes.
The certain thing that you're going to have, you have that time to watch the recording.
Yeah.
How do you want to implement these things? How do you want to solve very little problems in your business that could actually be really expensive? Following through is very important, and it has a lot to do with learning. It has a lot to do with training. It has a lot to do with understanding the things that you use. So it is not a waste when you have coaches, consultants, people who would help you understand and not necessarily do it, because it is very risky doing something you do not have an understanding about.
Mhm. Oh yeah, trial and error for sure. Like like how many times are you going to trial and error? Um I love what you're saying, TC, because the truth is that sometimes the follow through is halted by things outside of just, behaviors like fear and stuff like that. Like, I mean, we know that there's self sabotaging behaviors. We know that there's procrastination. Like, we know that there's things that get in the way, lack of knowledge, lack of understanding. We know those things. But I honestly, TC, I feel like at the end of the day, I feel like, right now, let's not go, we're not doing stats
Mhm,
here. I feel like at
mhm,
the end of the day, there are some other things involved there too. I
yeah.
had to tell one of my clients to go see a mental health coach,
Mm, mm,
right?
mm, mm, mm.
Because the truth is that she was not in the right headspace to even use the system. Like how can you actually follow through with the system if as soon as you go to log on to that system, your brain just starts to unravel because you're not well put up there? Because there's not a lot of clarity there. And I'm not knocking the fact that like sometimes people go, "Oh, there's something wrong with me." No, everybody has some form of mental health that they need to work on. Everybody. Then being in denial of that just means that you have more to do. But at the end of the day, if we're not actually addressing it, then what can happen is it'll just start seeping into our business. And then we'll sit at the computer like I have done with some of my clients in person, guys. And this is something that we do one-on-one sessions virtually, and I do one-on-one sessions for my Atlanta clients and clients that fly in, right? So we'll actually meet in the office. And what I've noticed is that there are some things that happen when we are logging into the system, when we are looking at the dashboard and all of the things in the back, and when we're adding the emails. Like TC knows all this stuff, right? Because it's like we can do it like it's nothing. But for someone new, you have to actually be able to focus on that process so you remember what's happening. There is a disconnect mentally for some people before they can even get into the, hey, I had a bad day, or I'm really feeling a little fear or judgment. No, like you have a mental health thing going on that may need to be addressed, because maybe the ADD got you going crazy and you just can't sit down long enough to finish going through the system.
This is powerful. While you're talking, like, I'm just trying to see if I can get the Threads chat. So this girl dropped something on Threads, right? And then she's like, y'all don't know what is waste until no. Yeah, she said, hold on. I want to be very specific about what she said. She said something about business owners wasting money on therapy, right? And I would usually not respond to things like that.
Yeah.
But I had to respond, and I said, I beg to differ. If it's in those days where I could be unnecessarily petty, I would say, please put down this post, because you are misleading people. Therapy is an essential part of every business strategy, because something as little as child trauma can affect the way you do business.
Yes.
It could affect the softwares that you have. It could affect your productivity. It could affect your business. It could affect every single thing you think you know. So I feel like successful people understand the benefit of having a therapist, having a coach, having a consultant, because these three category of people, yes, fine, you might say, oh, it's so much money. No, it's investment, because you would see the money coming at the end of the day. And I'm trying to look for the post, so maybe I would finally get it, and I'll put it in the comment section. For me, to your point, I had to say to her, no. Therapy, personally, now my personal opinion, therapy should actually come first. Or maybe you want to start a business, and then you say, okay, you know what? I want to get myself enlightened. And so you go to a business coach because you want to start. I'll say, okay, typically you go to Allegra, right? Don't come to me if you're just getting started, right? Because honestly,
she's not gonna work with you, y'all. She's not gonna
we are going to frustrate each other. So let's not get frustrated. Don't come to me, right? Now, if you want to come to me, that's fine, but know that I'm going to have to give you a list of people you can go to, because there's certain people you need foundational, right? Now, you want to look at your coach, you want to look at your therapist. And mind you, your business coach is not the same thing as your business therapist. It's not even the same thing as your regular therapist. Now, I'm smiling because it's important that we understand all of these individual benefits. And so, to your point, Allegra, I said to her, I said, no, don't say this because you're trying to sell. I said, don't say this because you're trying to sell something. Don't mislead people. Therapy is essential to every business growth strategy. And at every stage in your career, even if you do a 9 to 5, at every stage in your career, at every stage in your business, unless you cannot afford it. If you cannot afford it, go to your church counselor, or go to your hospital counselor somehow. I don't know. There's a form of therapy. I know even the community, the state has a way of, doing all of this arrangement. I don't know about that, but I know that there should be a level So, because some people be like, oh, it's expensive. Now, if it's expensive for you, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's not important. It's an
Wait. Is it expensive, or are you just not seeing the value in it? Right?
I mean,
Because nothing's really expensive when you think about it. I've seen people spend money on stuff for no reason. Like,
well, to your point, you're very right. Because it's expensive. It's expensive. We are still doing Amazon. It's
wait, don't talk about Amazon. Don't talk about Amazon. You challenge an Amazon buyer, they're gonna be like, but I needed it, right? But you have all the Amazon stuff all spread around your house, and now it's cluttered, and you don't even know how to think when you walk into your front door half the time.
Let me make you laugh. Let me make you laugh.
You gotta try too hard.
Some people will be like, oh no, I don't have money. But every single time they're always ordering food, ordering takeout. McDonald's this. Hello, Moto. Sorry. McDonald's this, that, all of that. And you're ordering all of these junks, forgetting that if you invest maybe $20 or $25, you can actually get nutritious ingredients that you can make in your home and eat to your full, and you sleep off and you're very, not. You understand the word, right? It's the same thing with also having a therapist. For me, I just feel like at every stage, okay, there's some necessities that we shouldn't rule out, all because we want
someone's opinion.
Yeah.
Just like Beyonce got Blue Ivy. Was it Blue Ivy or was the baby? Either way, she got her baby a coach, and when she was young, right? I think she probably got Rumi a coach too, right? One of the twins. So if you think about it, every celebrity and person of stature that was able to stay at the top of their game, they didn't do it because they were just so good at it. They had the resources. So we look at the background and we go, oh, they had coaches, they had mentors, they had people that were guiding them. So I love how you're talking about this, because the truth is a lot of us are afraid to be told that we're wrong. A lot of us are afraid to be wrong, right? And when you talk about mental health, I was talking to my mom about this one day. She said, coaching, because her background is mental health. So growing up in a household where half of the time you did get therapy, right? I'm like, it's necessary, especially if you run a business and you're taking care of other people that you don't necessarily know. You're managing your emotions on your sales calls, you're building relationships while you're marketing, you're losing clients, you're building clients, and you're forgiving yourself along the way. These things require a head check. If we go to the doctor every year to get our body checked, why are we missing out on this? Like, if I go get my checkup every year,
forgetting how powerful our minds are.
Your mind controls your body. So what's the point of fixing all the other stuff when the root issue is up here? So yeah. We're not going to take long to just kind of deliver the message, because we already know. Like, people come to me, CC, all the time, and I already know what the issue is. I let them make the decision. You're going to come to me and you're going to tell me the same BS you told everybody else, or are you ready to work? Because at the end of the day, your data it's not going to lie. And we know that if you put in the work, you're going to get the results. You just have to maintain that. And so that's why I put it like this. Let's end it. If you don't follow through with the software that you already have in place, and you're complaining about the things that he already used to serve you, I had a coach, the coach didn't work out for me. I had the software didn't work out for me. I had a pen, the pen didn't write right. Like, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you adjust, because there's too many complaints in business alone for you to add on to it, right? You're going to have customers complaining, your employees complaining, you're going to have narcissistic thoughts. You have to have control as a CEO to actually take what you know and say, okay, I'm going to, number one, delegate so I can have my own headspace to really figure out what I need to do. So I'll end with this. Solopreneurs who are okay with working by themselves, not hiring a team, because I can teach you how to hire a team with $0 in your pocket. There's never an excuse. So if you're not hiring a team, you're working by yourself, you're constantly in overwhelm, and then on top of that, you're trying to grow a business that ain't making no money, That's stressful. And so that's why we come back to this grouping of, hey guys, did you check your head yet? Before you started going into the, oh, I need a coach, oh, I need a system, oh, I need a software. Because the follow through is going to require you to get your head checked. Right. And I'm not saying it like something's wrong with us. We just made a point that if you're fixing everything else in your body, but the actual root cause of what the issues are stemming from, then you're just putting a band-aid on a deep wound that's going to just keep opening right back up. So I'll stop there because we have solutions and you guys know where to find us, but we just wanted to kind of give a little bit of a follow through what you said and what you admitted to the first time. And I promise you, that software that you're using, they got a help button right up there with a question mark. So whenever you get stuck or you have a problem, all you got to do is go to the help desk. Make a phone call to them and say, hey, can you walk me through this? They have a whole walkthrough in the beginning of you open up your software that says, hey, go step 1, step 2. How many of us skip over that? Did you are we following through and then actually using the system to a point where we have the assistants like TC, like other people, interns, employees that join you in the journey, not do it for you. So that's all I got.
I love this. I mean, this is powerful. We want to do things right. We want to not assume. We want to make sure that we tackle the root cause, and then follow through. All of these people that we have are meant to ensure that we follow through. You have a coach, you have a consultant, you have a therapist. The whole game, the whole thing is just so that you are able to follow through. Because honestly, if it is your zone of genius, you wouldn't be needing that support, right? So it is only important that you're able to have that level of support so you can intentionally follow through and get to your goal, focusing on what you need to focus on. Imagine if you can give your goal, your vision, 100%. But every single time you find yourself only affording maybe 35% because the other 65% has been distributed across every other channel, right? See how much you've lost. Okay, so I believe that's where we're going to end today. And let us meet here again next week, same time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you have any questions, please drop your questions in the chat, in the comment section. And if you're not able to send us messages in the comment section, you can always send us a DM. TC Okore, Lego Jackson, put it in your link tree, your YouTube, I believe. You're able to connect with us as fast as you can. That's it. See you all next week.
Sorry. Just a quick plug, y'all, before we leave. TC, I don't know if you signed up to be one of the speakers, but last year, TC was one of our conference speakers for Women into Networking Win. Y'all listen, as I'm recruiting, because we have 9 speakers right now, I'm telling you, we are vetting, and what I'm looking at are software and systems. So even with the opportunities that we have in our businesses, guys, if you want to be a speaker, because we're actually, TC, I didn't tell you this, but our conference next year is on a TEDx stage.
Oh, smooth.
FYI.
Oh,
FYI.
smooth.
So our winning women are not just winning women anymore. They're winning TEDx speakers. Okay. We're taking, and did we not say this in our business plan a couple of years ago in Women into Networking Win, where we said, I know I said this, but people ask me, what's the future of Win? We're global. We're speaking on stages. We're taking women with us to the top. So next year, guys, like for those of you who did not go to the conference last year, you get to come back and you get to either be a speaker or you get to visit the conference. But if you're one of those people that want to level up in your business and you're not following through with your software and your systems, you can also be missing out on dire opportunities that are disqualifying you just because you're showing that business mirror. All right, we're going to get out of here. Have a great day.
Bye, y'all.